What's going on, everyone? Jeff back with another video. So we have had a very good year in Trade Alerts Pro. For those of you that don't know, that is my stock market course. And 2020, believe it or not, is actually shaping up to be a very good year for the stock market, despite all the difficulties we've really faced this year, okay? So I've had a couple people suggest this idea to me. And what I want to do, guys, is I want to talk about the 5 best stock alerts I've made in my course Trade Alerts Pro this year. And we're not going to be talking about any kind of options trading, simply because that scales on a different level. I'm going to talk about my 5 best long-term investments that I've not only personally bought but have alerted in my course. And it's not going to be just stocks. You know, I also buy and sell and invest a lot of cryptocurrency. So you're probably going to be a little surprised as to some of the tickers that are on this list. I'm not basing this list on how much money was made on these trades or alerts. I'm basing this purely off of percentage gains, okay? And this took me a while. It actually took me about 3 or 4 hours last night while I was watching a UFC fight to go through and organize all this and then set a filter back to January 1st to today's date. Like I said, I was surprised at some of the names that come up in the top 5. So we're going to discuss that in this video. So just a fun little exercise. Go down to the comment section before we get started and try to guess my 5 best stock alerts from 2020. I'd like to see some of the answers, and I'm just kind of doing more of a fun video. This is something we can all kind of discuss and talk about. Feel free to go down and comment some of the best investments you've made this year in 2020. I always enjoy hearing that. Let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video. I appreciate all the support. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Alright, so a quick disclaimer before we get started, guys. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. Kind of a social experiment. Hey, these are the 5 best performing positions in my personal portfolio this year. But now with that said, let's start in backwards order. So coming in at number 5 of the top performing stocks of 2020 was ticker symbol SQ. We're talking about Square stock. I made an alert on Square stock on March 12th. Okay, now this was right in the swirls of the coronavirus pandemic. This was when everything was getting shut down. Schools were being let out. You know, pretty much every workplace was sending their employees home. And let's just say crap was really hitting the fan fast. Square is a position that I have traded in and out of multiple times and have played options on quite a few times, but I always want to restart my long-term investment. I have a watch list of stocks that I keep a very close eye on, and I was always waiting for a much cheaper opportunity to get into Square, and I was patiently waiting. And my prayers kind of got answered as I jumped in the stock around $54 per share. And of course, today being Sunday, so the stock market is not running, but that position has yielded a 187.2% return just this year alone. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, it took a lot of courage. It took a lot of courage to take some of these positions, especially when you have no certain idea of what the next day is going to bring. And when the market just started tanking, it does take quite a bit of courage to buy into positions. As you can see here, the market's really hit a low around the 23rd of March. I probably could have got in at a little bit better price, but there was no possible way of knowing when we were going to hit a bottom. Stock prices started to drop. I picked up positions that I wanted to rebuy in, okay? And even some that I wanted to cost average down a little bit. Alright, so the 4th largest returning stock based on percentage points that I've alerted in 2020. Obviously, probably the most exciting stock in the market right now, Tesla. Ticker symbol TSLA. And we've actually bought into this position a couple of different times. So our cost average has came up and went down. But our current cost average on Tesla is $564. And our year-to-date return is 263.47%. So we've seen outstanding growth from Tesla. Even though quite a few people that say even here at these $2,000 levels, you should still be buying the stock as it's trending towards its stock split. You know, I guess the thing I really want people to understand is that a stock split makes absolutely no difference to a company's actual valuation. I think it might be a little bit dangerous here. And make sure you go back and watch the video I made on Tesla just a few nights ago. where I discuss the different mindsets between a long-term investor and a trader. I don't think Tesla is a sell here at 2,000, but I'm sure anybody that has a large holding of Tesla is overweight in their portfolio. This is probably a good opportunity to just chill out and stop buying so much and try to buy into some of your undervalued positions, because eventually the price will come back down. Tesla will be cheaper even with the stock split, and you'll have more opportunities to buy at a more reasonable price. What goes up must come down eventually. Keep in mind, Tesla's up over 800% this year, but in 5 years is only up 699%. So keep that in mind. The 1 year return is actually greater than the 5 year return, so be very careful and tread lightly. All right, now we're getting into the heavy hitters, but the third highest performing stock in our portfolio this year is Plug Power, ticker symbol PLUG. And we alerted Plug at $3.38, and our year-to-date return is 282.54%. So it's very close to Tesla. It's only about 20% higher than Tesla. And as a matter of fact, on Friday, Plug actually traded down over 5% and an additional 2% in after hours. So it did take a pretty good hit. I still want to continue staying long with this company. I've made multiple videos on Plug. I'll have a card come up right now with my last video I made on Plug about it going to $20 per share this year. I believe that is very possible. And Plug does seem to be getting all of its power right now. It is also probably a little bit overvalued and due a pullback. So I get a lot of people saying, hey, should I be buying Plug Power here? And the honest response is, well, my opinion, you should have been buying it when it was cheaper, but there's no way to go back in time and do things over. So even here at roughly the $12 to $13 level, I think there's an argument that Plug is undervalued for a long-term perspective, but there's also the same argument that it has run a little too hard and a little too fast, and probably due a little bit of a cooling off period. In 3 months' time, it's up 200%. That's ridiculous. And not even 1 year ago, it was trading at $2 per share. All right, so we've been all in stock so far. Let's talk about my second largest returning position this year. As some of you may have guessed, it is NIO, ticker symbol NIO. And we alerted NIO at $2.67. And our year-to-date return on NIO is 428.84%. Such a beast of a stock this year, okay? And a lot of that has been due to the power of Tesla. Tesla trading up so massively. And there's people who got in a lot cheaper than me. You got to remember, it was not very long ago that NIO was trading at $1, and some people thought it was going under $1. It had been under $1, very likely would have been delisted from the New York Stock Exchange and would be on the OTC market. So this stock kind of pulled itself out of a mess at the perfect time, and it's been all uphill since. They did fantastic on earnings. I'll have a card come up if you want to go back and watch my last NIO video I made. And really, we've just seen more and more growth on their delivery numbers. They are starting to turn a corner a little bit fundamentally, becoming a more fundamentally sound company. You know, still not what I call profitable, but this is a company that's moving in the right direction. And NIO is still, in my opinion, very investable here at $14 for the long term. It's only been on the market for a little over a year and a half, hit the market September of 2018, and seen a little bit of immediate success. And then, like I said, it just got killed between delivery numbers. You know, and during this period of time, you also have to remember Tesla struggled too. So these two companies, I would kind of call them sympathetic off of one another. Tesla and NIO do have similar trading patterns, and where one goes, the other one is sure to follow. Obviously, Tesla being the much bigger, more dominant company. All right, now before I reveal our number one highest returning position this year, let's go over some honorable mentions, some companies that just narrowly missed this list. One being Shopify. We got a 121.98% return. We've seen a 122.13% return on Nvidia. Amazon has netted a 137.34% return. Apple up 158.48% return. And AMD Advanced Micro Devices giving us a 164.55% return. So even though some of these companies didn't make the list, still very, very impressive. And as you can see, I invest mostly into tech companies, and it sure does pay off. It pays off. Even during the COVID-19 pandemic, these companies have found a way to put out good earnings and show strong growth. All right, and now last but not least, our number one performing position in 2020. It's not a stock, it's actually a cryptocurrency, and it is Chainlink, ticker symbol LINK. We bought into Chainlink at $1.77. We actually bought in a couple different times, but that's our yearly cost average. And our year-to-date gain, 760.96%. So this thing has been a monster. I've sold a little bit to protect this position, but the beauty about that, when you get such a huge return like that, you don't have to sell very much of your position to be fully cost protected. I didn't have to sell half or a quarter or even 10%. I sold about 6% of this position and fully cost protected from our original buy point. And now from here, I just plan to continue holding. Chainlink has been on fire literally all year and really ever since it's listed. And if you look to cryptocurrency, took a pretty decent little hit with the coronavirus as well. Money started flooding out of the crypto markets, and I started putting money back into it. And now, as you can see, during that time here in June and July, it made a lot of big moves up over $8 and $9, and then since then seen a high of over $20 and since has pulled back to about 15. But still, even on a 1-year scale, is up 572%. And I think this currency still has a long ways to run if you compare its market cap to some of the bigger coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, some of those. I think this one is still very, very undervalued. So guys, go down in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this video. What do you think about this list? Tell me some stocks, some currencies that you invested in that made you a large return this year. Thank you as always for watching the video, and have a great day.